The Nets' ability to make every play look the same is going to carry them in this part of their rebuild. And it all starts with Egor.
Hey! That's a basketball!
Don't stand too close, it might get hot and start dripping on you.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of ice on me.
Now, do not get me wrong. Michael Brown is going to be a huge part of this Nets organization, turning it around. But I think there's a slight chance he's more of a Robin than a Batman. And I don't know if the Nets need to go Batman hunting. The same play look like different things, and different things look like the same play. You're going to be all right in this league. Easy pull up. They got to know better than to leave him that wide open. And Egor has been using a lot of a screener early on here in Summer League and takes advantage of A-Cup, which we did not see a lot of him taking advantage of smaller guards last year. Another screen, pop, fake, up, and drive to the rim. Could have been an and one, but we'll take the bucket, right? Kick out here, flashes back up top, acting like he's the man, spins off that, create your own shot, Egor, snatch, pull, in. Now this is exciting stuff here. Egor coming up the screen, takes that bump. Emmanuel Sharp is a great defender, right? You want to see him not lose control, right? You need him to take that bump a little better at the NBA level because, I mean, if this is any defender but Darius Acuff, he's stepping in the gap right here, trapping this. This guy's rotating over, and, you know, they're moving from there. But it's Summer League. These guys aren't on a string like that yet, unless you're the Brooklyn Nets, right? How about their Summer League defense? But let's this play out. Still takes the contact up and in. All right, here we have Egor's second game. Kick out pass to Michael, which we saw earlier in the video. Beautiful. He crashed the boards a lot in these two games he's played so far. Puts it on a rope to Chaney Johnson. But yeah, this game, I'm going to let this play out. You kind of know what he's doing here. But he really has attacked his quote-unquote weaknesses from last season, which were getting downhill and being useful outside of shooting the ball, right? He's kind of already been this kind of Swiss Army knife where he can be a connector, he can be a screener, which he ghosted that one. But look at the gravity off the DHO. Allows Chaney Johnson to just blow right by his man, right? Ben Seraph, you know, giving it to the guy here. Egor takes it, fakes, and pulls the mid-range. That is something I want to touch on. I think that his mid-range game is what's going to really unlock his ability to become something more, right? And keep an eye on this play that we just saw here. See, it's Chaney Johnson as the ball handler, right? You're not going to see a lot of this. Maybe they do an action like this with Day'Ron Sharpe. Who knows? But Egor rolls off of this, and there's no one at the rim, so obviously the correct answer is to just put that up and in, but keep that play in mind, right? Egor comes off the screen. I think he has a clip from last Summer League saying, why the bleep would he go under? Nothing's changed. Here's a play you want to see your guy just pull this right away, right? Instead, he kicks it out to the guy fighting for his job. Knocks it down. Respectable, right? Here he goes again as a roller. Perfect roll facing towards the screener so he can open up and have his hands out and ready. Catch this right here in this short pocket, right? And that's going to leave him with a couple options. He can, here, let's get to where he's catching it. Shoot this, float it right over the top here, or he can lob this up to Chaney Johnson, or he can kick this out to Tyler Bilodeau. What is Egor going to do here? Without flinching, the ball is already in Tyler Bilodeau's hands. That's special. And people say his weakness is now his playmaking, and I beg to differ. I believe it's just going to be unlocked to a whole nother level. Here, what I said earlier about making the same plays, or different plays look the same, you see it again here. Goes to the screen one time, comes back for it. See, now he's facing the other way, which is still open towards Ben Seraph. Hands out and ready, catches it in a short roll. And look at him reading the defense as soon as he catches the ball. He sees this guy's playing Chaney Johnson on the lob. This guy's worried about Bilodeau in the corner because he's just hit his 105th three for the game. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull up and nothing but the bottom. How about this for a little juice? Egor jump. Funny landing, right? And the Brooklyn Nets have a lot of decisions coming up on their hands. They got to decide whether to keep Michael Porter Jr. and extend him, or whether to try to find a trade partner sooner rather than later. They bring in Julius Randle. What's the outlook there? Is he really going to be a piece on this team when you're looking to contend? Day'Ron Sharpe, can he be a guy that averages 12 and 10 for you on a night-to-night basis? And can his defense be adequate enough? I'm a truther for Day'Ron Sharpe. I think he's going to be outstanding as a starter, but only time will tell, right? You have all these young guys, the Nolan Traeors, the Ben Serifs, the Drake Powells. I know there was inconsistencies in the summer league so far with Serif and Powell, but can they put it together? Can Traeor put it together? Can Danny Wolf put it together? And when you look at this young group of guys, they have nothing to lose. They can go out there every night. You add in a Keon Ellis. You add in a Mo Wagner. Now you're ready to go out there every night and give it a fighting chance to win some ball games. We're going to see a whole new side of Jordi Fernandez, where he's competitive in every game. He's not being held back. The shackles are off. And for Michael Porter Jr., can he prove that last year wasn't a fluke? Can he prove that he's really a 25-point-per-game scorer in the National Basketball Association? Can Julius Randle be a guy that these young guys can lean on, right? What can Josh Minot bring you off the bench? Who is going to stick out from that pack of meh guys on your bench, right? You need somebody to stick out there, whether it's Keon Ellis, Josh Minot, Joshua Jefferson has an outside chance. Tyler Bilodeau, the way he's shooting, has an outside chance. Noah Clowney has to show it early on in the season, or else his minutes might be gone. And for Egor, gentlemen, what a leap it seems he is about to have taken. It shows incredible maturity for a guy his age to own his weaknesses and target his weaknesses the way he does. Reports just came out that said he brought that up in his interview with Brooklyn. He brought his weaknesses up. That shows you the kind of guy he is and how he wants to hold himself to a standard. And that's a guy you can build around. And all these guys screaming fire marks, fire this person, fire that person. Let's be patient. Not even solely in this Jaeger-Gilman situation. Let's be patient with these guys that are 19, 20, 21. Let's give them some time, let them figure it out, and move from there. You know, once they get to the point where they're not showing any sort of improvement, then we can start to question, right? Like Cam Thomas, electric scorer. Developed slightly as a passer, nothing phenomenal. All we can do now is hope that Jaeger-Gilman and the rest of this young core figure it out. But if this leap that it seems Jaeger-Gilman has taken is real, it's time to have serious talks about what his ceiling might be. I think he was incredibly disrespected as a prospect. I think it's time to reevaluate what he could be instead of limiting him to what he can't do, which is what a lot of the discourse about him is. And I mean, when you talk about a guy that can score at all three levels, as it seems he's gotten to the point, maybe the mid-range still needs to come along, right? And we still need to see that these paint touches translate to the NBA games. But assuming so, score on all three levels, 6'10", long, great feel, shoots 40% from behind the arc. And then when you couple that with a scoring talent and a playmaking talent like Michael Brown, who's switchable defensively, who can go get rebounds over other guards, who can catch and shoot, who can pull up on a dime. You now have a very, very dynamic and versatile duo. They can both play on and off the ball. They can both be off the ball at the same time when you have Julius Randle or Michael Porter Jr. or Day'Ron Sharpe initiate an action. They can screen for each other, similar to, I'm not going to say who, but you can see. It's time. Brooklyn is coming. But yeah, that's going to wrap up the first video here. Final touches. Not that Michael Brown cannot become. Do you think the number one should self-perform again? Because I know that's going to be a should we go trade for a superstar? I just think
let me know below. I know it's all over the place as far as Nets world goes, and
that's the number one guy.
You know, at least we're showing a pulse
instead of Michael Brown. And as far as when the next video is coming, yeah, what AJ said.
Where is he going under? Where is he going under?